Now there's been a lot of interest in the Magna Tubes. They're very cool, but a big question has been, do they fit on the 5P hex? The official word is they do not, because the 5P hex is too small for the base that the Magna Tubes use. And I'll show you that in a minute, but there's gotta be an easy way to do this. And I'm sure there are thousands of ways to do this. You can do some crazy fabrication and things to make this fit, but I came up with a way that costs you nothing. And while I was at it, I came up with a solution on how to mount it on a Hex Par 3 as well. And I'm not suggesting these are the best ideas in the world, I'm just saying they work. And if you've got some of your own ideas, please share them with us. But for what it's worth, have a look at mine. First, we're going to look at that 5P hex. So here we are. If you take a look at the base of the Magna Tube, you have 4 magnets on the bottom, and of course this is where you slide the tube over and brace it in with these little thumb screws. If you try to put it directly on here, it's a little small. It's very ill-fitting. It'll fit on one side or the other, but you can't get all 4 sides, and you end up with something that kind of, it's a mess. It kind of looks like this. It's just very hard to do. It's very awkward. So the official word is it doesn't fit, but we figured out a way to make it fit. I'm going to show you that today. So if you take a look at the top of the fixture, we'll zoom in on that. On this outside ring, you have 6 screws. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In each corner, you have a screw. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you look really close at these magnets on the base of the Magna Tube bracket, they're Phillips heads as well. You can remove those screws super easy by using a Phillips screwdriver. And it's going to be a little hard to do because it's magnetic, but once you get her in there, you can just take them suckers right out. And there we go, the screw is removed. Really gotta dig in there to get it, but it's out. And our magnet is free. So if you remove the screw in the corner of the fixture, all 4 screws, they're just long enough. You take that magnet we removed, put it directly on the fixture, and then put your screw back. Now, after you've done all 4 corners like that, now I'll zoom back for you to see. Look at that. You have magnets on all 4 corners. And now it's no problem to go ahead and stick your Magna Tube on here. It fits beautifully. The hole, as you can see, is perfect for the diodes. Now let's have a look at the Ultra Hex Par 3. Again, if you take the casing and try to put it on here, it's just not going to fit right. There's no good way to do it. Unfortunately, the screws on this particular fixture are a little too big for the magnet to go on. I mean, you could get different screws, but here's another way I came up with, and this is kind of a weird idea, but it's an idea. When you buy a Hex Par 3, you get this hardware kit with it. It's a gel casing and some brackets. Now, most people don't know what to do with these. They're actually for things like a gel filter, like this right here. Back in the old days, we used these kind of gel casings for colors, but now our lights produce colors. We don't need to do that. So you can put filters in them and stuff, but most people really end up throwing them into some kind of hardware or equipment drawer, thinking, what the hell am I ever going to need these things for? Well, today we have something you could use them for. First thing you want to do is install your brackets onto the fixture. That way, you can take a gel casing like this, pull this hinge down and stick it on there. So now we have a base for our cool bracket, but the problem is the gel casing is made of aluminum, and aluminum is not magnetic, so that doesn't help us. I came up with a really weird idea. I thought, well, what's magnetic, what's flat, what's inexpensive and anyone can get that we can somehow attach to this gel casing? 1.5-inch fender washers. You can get them at Home Depot for 16 cents a piece. So in my hand I have 4 of them. That's a whole 64 cents if I did my math right. So if we have a close look at this particular bracket with the magnets on it, you'll notice they aren't in 4 corners. They're kind of, you know, on top and on bottom there. So I had a good look at it and I figured out that what I'd probably have to do is put a washer here. Like if you go a little too far, it overlaps. You don't want to do that. You want to get it in just so it doesn't overlap. Now these are galvanized. They are incredibly magnetic. And how are we going to attach them? Well, let's use super glue. Why not? So you take some super glue, put it on your washer. It's about a 15-second dry time on this. Very carefully. Flip it over and put it where you want it. Give it 15 seconds to dry. Nobody wants super glue fingers, so be very careful when you're doing this. Alright, there we go. That's not going to go anywhere. Those guys are in place forever. So now, take your magnetic base and make sure you're putting it on the correct way. Look at that. Perfect fit. Now, like I said at the beginning of this video, there are probably thousands of ways to do this. Mikey Mike would get a plasma cutter out and do all kinds of crazy stuff. I'm just doing this, and it works, and it doesn't cost anything or very little, and it's effective. And I think these are great lights to use with the Magna Tubes because they do red, green, blue, white, amber, and UV. The Flat Pars, they're great lights, but if you already own something else, figure out how you can retrofit it. That's what I did, and it seems to work out pretty good. So if this video helped you, please share. Sharing is caring. Like, comment, all that kind of stuff. We'll see you next time. Practice and enjoy.